I will do. See you later. Bye. This is Justin. Little Rachel. Hamish, who's my business partner you met for the holiday. Okay, Paper Jam is a project that we thought up several years ago actually, as we were being asked to design lots of fly posters that are going up around the streets, going up in city centres all over England. We thought we'd do this project where we'd ask other designers who have to design posters to contribute to a project about posters and about the problems of fly posting and about posters themselves, and then we'd fly poster them onto the street and see what the public thought. Took a few years of trying to get funding and various different sort of pitfalls of us sort of getting offered funding, going to do a book, we were going to do a touring exhibition, then our sponsor sort of pulled out. But, eventually we decided to just fund it ourselves with the help of Skint as well, who gave us some money. Got 10 of our favourite designers to do a poster to respond to a brief. Went really well, got some good feedback from magazines, got some good feedback from people on the street, and hopefully it's an ongoing project. We can just keep asking people to contribute. We've got a lot of other people who are interested, so when we get the time again, we're going to, maybe in 6 months' time, do another set and just keep it going. Hopefully move from city to city, maybe country to country. And that's Paper Jam. What do I think about Brighton?
Yeah.
Well, having lived here for 10 years, I obviously quite like Brighton. It's for a town its size, it's got a very thriving artistic community. It's got a lot of designers down here, a lot of musicians, and increasingly people are living in Brighton and working in London. A lot of people are moving their design companies, their music studios to Brighton because it's a good way of life. You've got the sea, it's a little bit slower paced, but you've got London 45 minutes away. It's kind of like a suburb of London, but with a seaside, so it's a good place to live. Let's go. these guys, well, we met at college. We both went to university. We all went to university in Brighton, and they're now highly successful illustrators. We've worked with Jasper on a project before, and we're still waiting for the project to work with Dave.
All those little business cards, we did those together.
Yeah, we've done a lot of work with Dave before. He's just graduated from the RCA, and they're both represented by big Power Graphixx.
This is for a magazine called Rank. Do you know Dazed and Confused? Rankin, who's the he's done his own magazine called Rank.
Yeah.
They do a few, one issue every now and then, whenever they can be bothered to do it. So I did a swimwear fashion story for them. So I've only got 4 of them here, but they're kind of like. So they're all like this is Dolce & Gabbana, this is Versace, I think. So they're all actually kind of as if it was a fashion shoot, but illustrated. So yeah, that's Rank. This I did with Big Active, the Web Brothers, which I think was in 31. So this is that was the album. It's a big fold out. That's the CD cover, and then it folds out to the. And these are the singles for it. And next we've got the stuff I did with Hamish and Eddie, but it was a nice idea. And we just shot her head. The only things that are actually the girl Annie, is her head, and everything else is kind of collaged and made up out of different photographs and stuff together. So I sort of pull a leg from here, and an arm from there, and a body from there, stick it all together and make her. This is her sort of snogging herself. All her. So what I do is essentially make up stuff like that out of bits of arms and legs in Photoshop.
Yeah.
So I like get a head that I like, get an arm I like, put it all together to make it look sort of realistic. Then print that out, and then draw from that. So I very rarely take my own photographs. Always like steal from everywhere because I haven't got time to go and shoot, get models and shoot and everything. And so I kind of make up imaginary photographs and then draw from them. So that's how this came about.
This has just got most of my work on it. I just printed it out for this one. It's quite large. This is literally just a composite of various commissions and stuff that I've done, but there's things here for Nova magazine, which was around for a while, it's now finished. Stuff for Dazed and Confused. This is stuff that I did for the Royal College. Other kind of editorial bits and pieces. This is something that I've got a bigger print of, which I did some stuff for Nike as well. And they basically plastered most of Paris. I did 6 pictures which were like this. And they covered all of Paris in buses and the tube and just those everywhere, which was pretty mad. Again, I started out by doing stuff for Dazed and Confused, who I still really like working for because they let me do whatever I like. So that was for Dazed and Confused, so is that, so is that. This is slightly more recent. I only finished this a couple of weeks ago. That's for a company called Foot Action in America, and they just wanted a general kind of hip hop sort of scenario. It's a bit like Foot Locker, but in America they just sell trainers. It's just like a chain of trainer shops.
This is Curve. They're a highly successful web company. I'm sure into broadband and all sorts of other technological things. They've done incredibly well. Lots of global clients, but we've known each other from around Brighton for years, and nice bunch of people. Take it away.
This is the game I mentioned for the Robbie Williams video. So you're streaming the music at the same time, and then you get to play this. These graphics are based on the graphics of the video.
This is the cartoon that we've made for Flex Text. So this is going out on the web and it's going out on TV. Yeah. It's about a group of rogue vegetables that live in a kitchen.
course.
Nice keyboard. This is their studio. Very messy.
Well, it shows that we've got work to do.
That's right, yeah.
This is where all the hits are made. Mac G4, Logic Platinum. We do sometimes. I mean, you can record in here, but it's not ideal.
Well, you do it in your space.
You can't, yeah, sometimes you can do that, but there's not that many vocals used. If they are, it's usually samples or something, records or CDs. Sort of I think it's a bit like 303. I think so, yeah.
Action. This is Damien, who's started Skint Records, who I met 11 years ago. This size room with red design, skint loaded, and a recording studio.
But we did have another room for the recording studio. Well, then we sort of helped out on Paper Jam as well, and no, we were really playing. We were very pleased to be involved with it as well. It's sort of I think with so much so much commercial stuff, and you know, money being such a factor in the record industry these days, it's sort of nice to be sort of do something a bit more interesting and a bit more a bit different really as well. So.
And you also did the Fatboy Slim logo.
Fatboy Slim logo. On the logo, I wrote it on a computer disc in white ink, white sort of ink paint onto this disc, and so it was sort of, that was the quality of it. It was sort of overflowing in places. And
did you ever get paid for that logo?
No, I didn't.
So you could remove that at any time.
Yeah, I could.
You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, shooting myself in the foot. Exactly,
for
yeah.
Press,
chasing up 50 quid for someone who sold you 7 million albums. This might seem as a bit petty. It was never really that much of a struggle to sort of stay. I mean, as long as your music's interesting enough and everything like that, and people actually want to hear your music and your records, then you don't need to be. I mean, you know, Factory in Manchester, Warp in Sheffield, Postcard in Glasgow. There has been a history of sort of regional, provincial labels.
This is Nick, who is one of the partners in Bobo Design, who are a 3D design company. We all met at college here, and like us, he never left, and done very well for themselves.
Never left college. My wife and I who met at college set up a business about 7 years ago, working primarily in plastics materials, building everything from jewellery through to furniture, through to interiors. Basically anything that anybody could commission, we would take on as a job. But we moved into working in a more product direction about 5 years ago, and set up Bobo Design properly as a kind of product design company initially.
Okay, here we've got Lawrence Deegan, who's rifling through his bits. He's a newcomer to Brighton relatively. He's the head of... What's in the title now? You're head of the School of Arts and Communication.
No. Hey, you just promoted yourself.
I'm course leader.
Course director, I don't quite know.
At Brighton University, where I went and where Nick went and where Nick but Lawrence is also an illustrator and still doing art. So illustration agency as well.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah? Okay, second one. That's where we're going
This is your first shop.
And it's called Shop.
Shop. I'm taking you to
I am Max, you're at Shop in Soho, and we sell Silas, Ex-Girl, Milk-Fed, Hysteric Glamour UK, Marc Jacobs, so Playboy, and the West End. So next time you're in London, come and visit us.
This is Ashley. Are you Ashley Elliot?
I'm actually Elliot.
You're Ashley Elliot, and he's a friend of mine, fashion stylist. And who do you style at?
Well, music, fashion, music, people from Pure Pop, Damage, Feeder, Star Sailor, down to fashion, which can be anything from European magazines to British magazines to anything really.
And you're going to be showing us a couple of shops that you go to today, yeah?
Yeah, I'll take you in a couple of my local corners. Yeah.
That's it. Have loads of fun. And this is my friend Joe.
Hello.
He's editor of Pure magazine. And you're going to be showing us some places today. Tell us about Pure magazine.
Well, it's a quarterly independent magazine. Very independent.
Have you got a copy with you?
I haven't actually got a copy. We were actually at the printers now on a 7th edition. I was waiting for the printers on Monday, so I just missed it. But it's internationally sold. It's kind of special. So I'm going to take you to a few shops. Pineal Eye in Soho, and then down to Hoxton, and then take you to some galleries and some bars around there. Juice. This is Pineal Eye. It's been open for about 3 years or so now.
Well, the shop is the exhibition space upstairs. We have different artists or designers that do an exhibition. Bernard William, Victor and Ball, Jeremy Scott.
Still, but I mean, basically a lot of style. I was saying a lot of stylists actually come here to source new designers and stuff like that. So it's kind of it's quite a big centre of the London. Where do we want to go now? Savile Row. We might as well should walk through a bit.
So this is the Duff of St George, the more discerning gentleman. This is their first shop, Savile Row. Not their first shop, but this is their new shop where they do bespoke tailored suits.
Well, basically 3 can go in the car, 3 can go in the bus. So we should maybe go in the bus, then go in the car.
Do you want to really? Yeah, do you want to? I don't mind doing that. Yeah.
And then we meet you
Hoxton Square.
Yeah, because what they do is break the steering lock with it. I know, this is good.
Dom Savini. He's a
God bless you. He's a very lovely gentleman. His record label is Wah Wah 45, and DJs at the Jazz Cafe.
This is my shop. This is where I work. I spend 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. Getting ready for a show, catwalk show, London Fashion Week. Shop's a bit messy, but it's studio. Let's go to the
Studio. They're going into the housing operations as well, where it makes all its clothes. So what do you think about everyone, all that rubbish
it was, yeah, I mean, even from a spectator point of view, it's much more fun in Paris than London. Food's better, parties are better, so it's better all around really. And it's much more accessible. You can go and to shows every day, whereas here you got to fly around.
Good luck.
Okay, see you soon.
This shop is kind of the only shop in the East End of London that's doing this sort of music, and it's kind of the child of another shop that was in the West End called Atlas, which was a shop that did lots of electronica and jazzy sorts of stuff, very left field kind of music. And this shop's the new version of that shop really, and some of the guys who used to work at that shop now work here, and it's really the only shop there that's sort of music, sort of electronica and hip-hop, funk and jazz together. It's a nice wide variety of music.
This is the Lux Garrely and Lux Cinema, which is basically a complex independent brand. They tend to do a lot of independent sort of films, stuff like that. It's a place with a gallery, hopes which I can take you. Anyway, that's me, so buy it. And you can tell what's going on in this area. Like literally 7 years ago, there was nothing here at all, and it's really grown very quickly.
Congo is like a multimedia, multicultural, multi-everything place. You've got a restaurant, you've got a bar, you've got the club, and different venues. So we try and cater for everybody. Maybe a little bit older crowd.
But I can give you the records like in the end of the year.
So, what do you like about London?
What I like about London? I think London is huge and cloudy and city of many opportunities.
So, when you're visiting London, what should people do when they're in London if they're coming from Japan?
If they're coming from Japan, I think go on the National Museum to see the mummies.
See the mummies?
See the mummies.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. The mummies are really fascinating.
Okay, that's cool.
And eat these sandwiches, these triangle sandwiches.
Triangle sandwiches for you in Japan. We're waiting for you to come to us, to come to Japan. And we won't be late.
Thank you.
Well, my name's Graham Wood, and I'm a founder member of Tomato. We started 12 years ago now, 11 years ago, and we've been in this building for 5 years. And yeah, and that's really it. And I'll show you around. Yeah, so this is Simon Taylor.
Hi.
This is Michael Horsham. Hello. Nice saying hello. I'm kind of working on something very simple. You can see this is Juanita. Lovely Juanita. This is Tim, the lovely Tim. And there's Paul over there. Drinking a cup of tea, that's Paul. And Simon Owens. This is my daughter's favourite thing here. She likes to play with it. So that's her best friend. And our kitchen. This is our kitchen where we make our tea. Nice little kitchen. And the poster we did for Idea magazine a while ago. And this is our toilet. Where we like to read and wash. And now we go upstairs and we have a look at Tomato Interactive. So up to the top floor. There's a good echo in here, you can really sing. Lord. See if anyone's in. Come in, this is Tomato Interactive. And there's Lizzie. And there's Joel. And I'll show you the music studio. Recording studio. There's Martin. Hello, that's Martin. And this is our recording studio. This is Martin's place, where we do lots of music and for ourselves and for commercials and things. Right, should we go downstairs? Come on. Bye-bye. Bye. See ya. See you later. Bye. Okay. And we go down to the first floor, which is the Tomato Films floor. This is where we do production for all our TV commercials and music videos and documentaries and anything, films for ourselves, anything we make. This is Maggie. Hello Maggie. This is Camilla. Camilla's over here. And then Jeremy's around here.
It's a purple.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I like to sort of fiddle around inside here. And now we'll go downstairs. So we go down to the ground floor now, which is, we usually have an exhibition or little shows and stuff. It's empty at the moment, but we're just putting something up in there for next week. So, yeah, this is the space that we have parties in and exhibitions in and all sorts of things. And there's our table tennis table, but I never play. Because I'm not good. And this is Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
She can say actually.
And we go down into the basement a bit. And that's Karen. And Naeem. And Faye. Some of my paintings up there. And this is our dark room where we print. There's also Simon stores a lot of his stuff in here. And we make prints using this old machine. So there you are. Welcome to my home. Simon and Michael and Martin from upstairs have been working on an album for the last 18 months. So? And their album comes out in November, and it's called Johnny Conquest. And so Simon's been doing that. So that's one thing. And that's a photograph of a street near. This is we're doing a new book. We've published, I think 4 books so far. 5 books, 6 actually. And so this is a new book that comes out next year, and this is some stuff that I've been doing, just some typography, using short stories I've been writing. Another thing I've been doing recently is a CD and box set thing for a band I've been into for a long time called Dead Can Dance, and it's a retrospective thing, and it's the box is being done by Automatic. And, this is a rough, it's not done, but the box is going to be like this, so that everything's contained in the book, and so all the CDs are inside. Some posters that Michael and Dad did for PlayStation 2, Sony PlayStation. These were some prints that we used in we had an exhibition in La Forêt in April. That's about it. I think that's everything that's really around. So I'm getting hot and sweaty because I'm getting embarrassed. I think London's very intense. It's one of the most intense places I've been to. Changing, it's always been changing. I mean, when we first moved here, came here as Tomato 10 years ago, we were in a much smaller place. It was about half the size. Did you ever go there? Yeah. It was about 2/3 of the size of this room, and it was just around the corner. And then there wasn't hardly any bars or restaurants around here. There was very few shops. I mean, literally around here. And now there's so much. It's almost every street has started to become a sort of centre in a way. I mean, it might just be because I don't see it, but there's not as much. I mean, I suppose everyone says this. When we were starting, there seemed to be lots of places kind of either starting or kind of growing, like Duffer St George, and hairdressers and design places, and Dazed and Confused magazine was starting, and lots of production companies starting. Now it seems a bit less so. I mean, but that might just be because I'm not so interested now in a way. I haven't been everywhere, but I've been to lots of places, Tokyo, obviously, and New York, and Los Angeles, and Paris, and Stockholm, and stuff, and out of everywhere I've been, I find London the most intense, really, because...
Yeah, okay. Hiya, I'm Simon Owens, and I do sort of films and all sorts of stuff. I work for freelance at Tomato. I suppose I've been here 18 months, 2 years, something like that. Mostly doing titles and videos, although I do lots of stuff, record covers, flyers and things. This is one thing I did when I walked naked through Marks and Spencer's. It's like sort of performance piece, like a rage against the blandness of M&S and navy wearing middle class English people.
You got arrested, didn't you?
Yeah, I got arrested, spent a few hours in the police cell. Right, let's go to some few places, yeah? In the day, obviously, I don't really hang out so much, but there's a few places we can go to. Right. Simon Taylor's ex-wife, yeah. This pub here, the coffee house where we hang out quite a lot. On a Friday, a few beers. If you look, these are quite cool, these stuffed animals. Quite interesting though, if you look at all these. Stuffed birds and things like that. Places, I sort of, I work in Soho during the week, but the weekend, obviously I don't really hang out. Mostly places to sort of, much more east. where I would hang out and lots of friends of mine, and more the sort of, it's where things have been bubbling. I think you all know.
Yeah, my name's Fraser Cook and I manage the Hideout store which you're in at the moment. Basically we stock a range of different labels from around the world. A few labels from Japan, Baby Name, Good Enough, Let It Rise. We have Double Taps and Neighbourhood coming. From America we've got Supreme and Sarcastic, and we've got some English labels by Gimme 5 and Rolling Stock. And basically we're the only place really doing this kind of thing in London, so it's all quite limited and it's going quite well.
I'll show you this label, Rolling Stock. It's by a guy called Conrad, who he works here sometimes. This is his own label, and these are pretty cool actually. This is his bags, Rolling Stock. Black, I've got black on this one. I'll throw this one. Black lining. There's little pockets inside and stuff. Little details that are quite nice. You can put stuff in. That's his label. Yeah, this is the local newsagent. As you can see, a good selection of magazines and loads of newspapers. So this gentleman's particularly nice. He's one of the nice people in Soho. He changes £10, he changes £20 notes for you late on a Thursday, Friday night. So come in here if you need change for like cigarettes and stuff like that. He'll do £50 notes as well. He's a regular bank. He'll like that. Tell your friends. Right, I'm going to take you to a shop that a friend of mine works in. It's called Satellite Records, Soul Jazz. I think Sounds of the Universe. Lots of names it's got. But the guy I'm going to take you to meet, he might not be there. Again, he could be off somewhere busy. But he first signed the group. I don't know if you know. You probably do. Add N to X. He signed them. He found them. He signed them to Satellite Records. They then went on to Mute Records, and now they're quite large now. But this is a really nice record shop. They have lots of different stuff like bootlegs and where hard to find records and things like that. And it's a nice little area as well. It's kind of quiet. It's cool. It's good. But yeah, they normally have some like pretty good bootleg stuff. They had this Missy Elliot track with George Michael Faith, and like a ragga version of it, Get Your Freak On. Lots of things like that, plus all sorts of stuff. Satellite Records is in the basement. Okay, so we're going around to Berwick Street. Berwick Street's quite a famous street for all sorts of things. It's where the Oasis record cover was filmed with I can't remember whether it was Noel or Liam walking down the street very early in the morning. What's the Story, Morning Glory? It was shot on this street we're about to go down. Okay, so here we are on Berwick Street. The market's normally that end, and the other end of that is like pretty seedy. So there's always loads of pimps and drugs, pushers and loads of shit like that. Always, even in the day. But this end is Honest Market. Just up here on the right is this shop, Select Disc, which I'll probably buy most of my records from and stuff. Like that. This shop's pretty good because one, it's very cheap, and they have all sorts of things here. It's really good for getting vinyl albums and stuff like that. London right now is sort of there's not so many things going on. There's been a bit of a sort of stale patch last year. It's also a year and a half where not so much has been going on. It's sort of kind of a change in the air right now in London. Exciting things and exciting people living in one area, which was sort of the east of London, east end of London, is now filtering out. So something new is about to happen, but who knows what.
Okay, so hello, my name is Sophia Wood and I'm one half of a design company called Fly, and the other half is Fabian Monheim, and he's not here unfortunately.
2 people?
It's just 2 people. We've started it 95.
Yeah.
Doing graphic design, and it's everything from it's moving graphics and illustrations and photography and lomography. Fabian is doing Lomo in London and in England, which is this camera thing. So he's obsessed with image making. So, and we've been collaborating lots with furniture designers and doing a few restaurants and bars, both in England and in Japan. And what else do we do? All sorts of stuff really, personal pieces as well as commissioned work. And a lot of 3D, sort of working within environments. We've collaborated with a few furniture designers as well. But this was another piece, commissioned by the British Council. Maybe you can't see it so good, it needs to be dark as well. It was very nice when it was first shown because you had small hotel rooms and every piece was in a hotel room above the bed, so it was quite an eerie kind of shot. Anyway, another thing that we've done is the room divider, which is stuck in here. So we did that. That was part of the show 100% design. So we designed and it's meant to be sort of exchangeable panels. But just the room divider on skateboard wheels was kind of the structure, and then graphics can go on as you like. We've done, this is kind of a small calendar that we do personal work, and we just sort of have different images for each month. How do you want to film it, like this? And then we just write a little sentence on each month and have instructions for the days. I mean, the latest thing we've done for Lomo is this like a Lomo album, which is a summer sampling album. So what you should do here is there's a competition. This has to be filled by the 15th of September, and everyone, these are all the rules, and you are to take pictures with your Lomo and do little stories. So this is meant to be, everyone gets an album and then you fill it in with your things, and the ones that do the best job gets a trip to, and here's your all-time favourite. With the ENY Gallery in Tokyo, this special issue was to introduce French designers to the Japan, and UN Café we designed as well. And at the moment we're doing some work for an Italian laminate manufacturer, so we're doing patterns for a thing. And we're also working on a project in Paris, a restaurant, with Christophe Pillet, who's designing it, and we're doing all the graphics for it. Yeah, I will introduce Ben. What?
Yeah, I work for Lomo, assisting Fabian, so...
Okay, we're sharing studio with Michael Sador, and he's a furniture designer and product designer.
This is the image of the sofa for SCP. Is that close enough? And then these pieces are for Wedgwood. This is ceramic bowl with a single foot, so it rocks. And then other prototypes, things around this coat rack, various pieces of fabricated steel rod. Just means you can hang different things on it.
Okay, London is very good. and I've been here since '89, so I should know. Now we're going to go down to the Lomo Gallery across the road, and then Ben will take you around Exmouth Market. So now showing sushi and cigars, Lomographs from Japan and Cuba. This is the smallest gallery in the world. Smallest girl in the world. Hi. Hello, this is Nina. Hello. Yeah, my name is Nina, and I work in the Lomo Gallery shop. Welcome. Like she said, the tiniest gallery in the world, and this is the gallery. The show at the moment is called Sushi and Cigars, Lomographs of Japan and Cuba, taken by Fabian Monheim and Thomas Snapper. And they're all mixed up together, so no discrimination. They're all just one next to each other. Yeah, come downstairs. So this is the shop where we sell the Lomo camera.
Oh, no,
this one.
The name of the exhibition.
And it's where I work and talk to all the Lomo people. So as you can see, it's a very small space. It's, I think London is a great city, but sometimes difficult. I think it's a difficult city. I just kind of go through stages of I really love London, and then I go through stages of I hate London. So yeah, but then the times I love it best are when I'm going home on the bus and I'm going across the bridge, any London bridge, going to South London. That's when I think that's. Even though it was short but sweet. I hope. Yeah, that's very much. Thank you very much. It's good. But take care, and Ben will look after you after Nina's done her bit. Okay. Bye.
And it's a very nice area to work. We're going to Exmouth Market, where there's lots of bars and restaurants and shops where a lot of people go and get lunch and sort of hang around and drink beer, things like that. It's quite nice. This is Inflate here.
Yeah, we just opened up here for like 2 months ago, and this is mainly products from Inflate, which is like crossbreed basically, and Marks and Lower. Fun products for great for gifts and no really affordable price, small products.
Yeah, this is Applied Arts Agency. Again, lots of sort of work by various people. Basically things for the home, lots of nice things.
Could you explain about this product?
Yeah, this is Cafe Kick on Exmouth Market. It's based on a traditional Parisian cafe, and it has baby-foot, which is a traditional French table football game. And it's a lot of fun after lots of beer. London's a great place to be. It's very hectic, very busy, lots and lots of people, but it's also full of opportunities. Anything you want to do, you can do in London, but everyone else is trying to do it as well. But it's good fun, lots of bars, clubs, lots of great design work, as you've seen, lots of culture, film, art, anything you need, come to London and come and enjoy yourself. Hello to everyone in Japan.
Thank you.
Slam City Skates, where I used to work. I grew up skateboarding in London and spent a lot of time here, and a lot of my early design stuff was through here. Used to do stuff for Homes, which was part of Slam City Skates, and come in.
I sort of co-manage the shop with a guy called Chris. I've been working here for about 5 years, and we're the main stockists for sort of the main clothing brands like Stussy, Silas, Fresh Jive and Zoo York in the area.
Downstairs is Rough Trade Music, which is part of the Slam City company together with Slam City and Rough Trade. So music's always been a heavy part of the thing here. New bookshop, sell lots of interesting graphic design stuff. It's quite new. There's one in Clerkenwell too. This is a smaller one. You can have a look inside here.
So the shop opened 1.5 years ago, and now we've opened another one in Clerkenwell as well, and we're opening a third one in Manchester in 2 months. And the idea was that there was nowhere we felt in London that would carry everything that was interesting in terms of graphic design, photography, everything that was new and original, etc. So the idea was that you would walk in here and it would be like a thermometer that you'd immediately know, okay, this is happening, this is just come out, this is really interesting. And I think people responded very well to that. They immediately understood what it was about.
This is Shipley's. It's one of the best art bookshops in London. Been here for a long time, and hopefully will still be. Come in and have a look round. Right. This is the Surprise Printing Library, which is a public reference library to do with all things graphic, basically. Loads and loads of things here. It's been, as you can see, been here for a long, long time, and it's a really interesting room full of books. Let's go in. Which is a fantastic resource for students and basically anyone who wants to come here. It's especially good to find, if you want to find something that you can't find elsewhere, they keep a good collection of things here, so it's always good to check here if you can't find a book you're looking for desperately.
It started in 1895, so it's just under 106 years old now. But these books here are like a representation of everything we've got, so the most popular books, say particularly for students looking at typography, graphic design, or people looking at publishing history and printing history. So we've got a wide spread of material. We also have some old printing presses, some hand presses, which is like a permanent exhibition, which are downstairs, which I can show you if you like. This here is a temporary exhibition at Pineal Press, which was a very famous private press, which is now gone. But it's an interesting exhibition. So have a look around and see what you think.
Lizzie, it's Ben. Can we come in? Right. So come in, guys. This is Lizzie. This is Lizzie, this is Sarah, and this is their studio. Lizzie's a graphic designer, and Sarah makes clothes, which makes her a fashion designer, I guess.
I'm Lizzie Finn, and I'm a graphic designer, and art director, and illustrator. And this is just some of my work that I had lying around. I used to do these sewn illustrations out of. Yeah, on a sewing machine, and really? I just traced the drawn line on the back. This is one that I've done for Ben's new book. But this is more the graphic design stuff. I've just been doing Moloko record sleeves. This is my favourite bit inside. All of the pages from craft books are lyrics from the songs.
My name's Sarah Jowett, and I'm a freelance knitwear designer and a stylist.
Oh, this is your styling?
Yeah, and I styled this with Ben. I did this with Ben. It's the new catalogue. Yeah, it's a mobile. You make it into a mobile. So you've got to cut everybody out and swing them around. That's good. And it's just based on fighting and gangs and.
The Royal College of Art Communication School, come in. This is a letterpress department, which is an amazing resource. They've kept all the original type from the college, and they still work to print stuff. And the college runs like courses for students all across the college, and from the graphic design course, obviously, to have an experience with this kind of type. So there's lots of, if you kind of look, there's lots of old wooden type. Lots of wood. Yeah. These are the presses where work gets printed. It's work hanging dry. Let me see if I can remember where it is. Where's all the wood stuff there? It's right down the end. Yeah. Come and have a look here. Again, small wooden type. Okay, my name's Ben Sansbury, I'm 26, I'm an art director, graphic designer, I live and work in London. At the moment I'm working on or finishing a book with 18 contributors, illustrators, photographers, designers, printed by a big printing company called Butler & Tanner. They sponsored the whole project, and we've picked a kind of interesting group of people to do this book with, and we're having a launch at the Artomatic Gallery on the 12th of September. Basically I wanted to go to some like different places. Well, Slam City, I used to work there, I have friends who work there, it's a nice shop. I was interested to take you to just the letterpress places and some brides library as well, because I think they're interesting references or resources for, you know, designers of any age in London. Also an interesting place for other people to check out.
Hello, I'm Daniel Mason. I work for Automatic, and you've come to the launch of 150 Years of Butter and Tanner, a book that's got many British illustrators and designers in it.
Tonight is the launch of a book. Come here, man. I did. Fixed up by my man Corin here. Multi-contributory book printed by Butler and Tanner. It's Corin Langton. Yeah, there's a book. The project was extremely quick. We did the whole thing from start to finish in about 9 weeks. So the book.
Hello, I'm Pete Fowler. I'm a monstrous, and my work is in this book. I haven't really had much time to look at it yet, but it's very, very lusciously printed, very glossy and very delicious print. And I think it looks like quite an old style book, yeah, with leaves in the front. Juicy. Juicy. Juiciness.
Hello, my name is James Jarvis. Oh, well, my friend Ben Sansbury designed a book and he asked me to make a page of artwork for it. And so I drew my funny-faced cartoon characters for it because I don't know anything else.
I'm Stuart Turnbull from Sleaze Nation magazine. Well, everything's sort of been weird because of the New York thing. It's been quite numb, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's going to speed up. People are working really fast. I think it'll make them work faster to do what they want to do. So everything's going crazy.
But what I really would like to do is do the same thing with like 50 people or something, you know. You need more bigger book.
Congratulations on a big success.
Thank you very much.